I'm going to be talking to white people. I think we're the ones who have to start listening to the legitimate cries that are coming from our African-American fellow citizens.
Hillary Clinton faulting white people in the wake of the Dallas ambush that left 5 police officers dead. Did her message work? What exactly is that message? Mark Hanna is a veteran of the John Kerry and Barack Obama presidential campaigns and the author of the book, The Best Worst President, What the Right Gets Wrong About Barack Obama. He joins us now. Great to see you, Mark.
Hey, Tucker. Thanks for having me.
So I wonder why Hillary Clinton's first instinct is to frame this in racial terms. Philando Castile, the subject of, I think, the most upsetting of the police videos, was not killed by a white cop. That's been sort of lost in the shuffle now. And yet Hillary Clinton takes the opportunity to lecture white America as if it's their fault.
Well, I don't think she was blaming white America. What she was saying is that we need to be open and listen to the legitimate concerns of our black community members. I mean, you had Reverend Father Morris on just a moment ago and saying basically the same thing. The content of what he was saying was the same thing. So, look, if we don't think that there's a problem with race in this country, they say the first step, you know, the recovery movement of solving any problem is admitting you have a problem. I think all Hillary Clinton is trying to do is to get us to acknowledge the fact that black people are treated differently in this country than white people. It's not.
The white cops in Dallas were treated quite differently. I mean, look, it does go both ways. If Donald Trump had gotten up and said, look, there's a black sniper just murdered 5 white cops. Black America, you need to listen. You would have said that's appalling. And by the way, I would have said that's appalling too, because it would have been appalling to frame it that way. So how is this different?
This is different because the black community is seeing much more. I don't think this actually is a new thing. I don't think black people are getting shot by police officers more regularly than they used to. We just have these, you know, everybody's got on their cell phone a video camera now, and we're more aware of the racial problems in our country.
Are white cops more likely to discharge their weapons than black and Latino officers, or less? Not to inject facts into this, but do you know the answer? Less. They're less likely. Yeah, so really it's a complex problem, and why not treat it like that? Why use this opportunity for racial demagoguery?
You say to treat it like a complex problem, but then you show Hillary Clinton saying that we need to start a conversation, and you accuse her of lecturing. All she's saying, we don't solve these problems, Tucker.
White people need to listen. Shouldn't black people, Latino people, and everyone listen?
It sounds to me like this black shooter in Dallas, you're using him as a spokesperson for the Black Lives Matter.
I'm certainly not. I'm merely saying to blame an entire race for the actions of one person.
Nobody's blaming. All she's saying is we need to listen. If that's what you hear, if that goes through the conservative filter in your mind and that's what you hear?
Actually, I'm the most open-minded right-winger you'll ever meet. And I heard what she said. I listened to the whole thing. And she targeted one racial group. She said we all should listen to each other. Amen. I'm for that, but that's not what she said. Why?
Well, I think if you play the tape a little longer, you're hearing this from the president. You're hearing this from Hillary Clinton. Look, a lot of my liberal friends want to come out and blame Donald Trump because he's the darling of white supremacists, and he's there, you know, and he's getting touted on white supremacy websites, and I don't want to do that. I don't think it's fair to necessarily take our politicians when they're trying desperately in a moment to reconcile this country, to start pointing our fingers at them. We're not doing anything. We're contributing to the cycle of retribution. You demonizing Hillary Clinton.
I'm demonizing?
Well, you're saying
I would
that she's
never. No, I'll tell you what I would never do, and that's call out a specific racial group and eliminate all others. One racial group needs to listen. I would say a conversation takes place when all sides listen.
Do you think white people?
She would never say that.
Do you think white people have a special obligation to understand the concerns of black people?
I think as Americans,
yes or no?
I absolutely think, first and foremost, as an American, not as a member of a racial group or a tribe, but as an American. And we all have an obligation to listen to each other. She's too cowardly to say that because it might cost her votes. She's dividing this country along racial lines, and it's appalling.
You played a 5-second clip, Tucker. Look, I think there are a lot of people watching right now, a lot of black people watching right now, who heard what Hillary Clinton said, and they didn't bat an eye. It just seems commonsensical to them. There are a lot of white people watching right now, and if they see race coded into this, if we try to draw their attention and to the fact that somehow this has racial undertones or that Hillary Clinton is making a problem where none exists, I think we're stoking the flames of this outrage and the cycle of retribution and cycle of violence. I don't think that's necessarily responsible, nor do I think it's fair. I think you're taking her way out of context.
Hillary comes out and makes a racially divisive statement, and it's my fault
Go play the tape again. It's not racially divisive, Tucker. All she's saying is she's stating the obvious. She's trying to get a moment of healing and a moment of empathy here, and we're saying that she's divisive? Because she mentions race? Are we not allowed to mention race?
I don't agree with her politics, but I promise you, I'm not trying to make a political point or a partisan point. I sincerely think that was divisive. I don't think it helped. I really mean that.
There were a lot of Republicans that made the same point. You're not playing that tape.
Who made the same point? I disagree with them, too.
Okay. Okay.
Mark, it's great to see you.
Thank you,
the
Tucker.
book,
Yes.
The Best Worst President. I disagree with it too, but it's a great looking cover, so check it out.
Thanks for showing it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tucker.
Appreciate it.